Well, I'm focusing on the clear message that I'll be giving to members of Parliament. First of all, I think when MPs come to look at this vote, they should recognise that we have negotiated a good deal. The European Union has been very clear that this is the deal that is on the table. This is the deal. It's a good deal for the UK. It delivers on the vote of the referendum, but it protects people's jobs and security. And for a Member of Parliament, I think there's that issue of making sure we deliver Brexit, that's what people asked us to do, but also do it in a way that protects jobs and livelihoods.
But many dozens of your colleagues have pledged to vote against it. Do you really still feel that you can actually turn this round?
Well, obviously we're talking to colleagues about this vote, but I think when it comes to the vote that people are being asked to make in the House of Commons, I think people should remember that we gave the vote to the British people as to whether or not to leave the European Union. People voted for Brexit, and I think it's up to us to deliver Brexit. And the message I get from members of the public is that they want the government to do that. They want us to deliver Brexit, and we want to do it in a way that protects people's jobs. And I think it's that interest in constituents that MPs need to have in their minds too when they come to vote.
Is it in a matter of conscience for people? They should put people's real lives ahead of the politics?
Well, I think this is about an historic moment in the life of our country. It's a historic decision that MPs will be taking, and I hope they will all be putting the interests of their constituents and people at forefront. Sadly, what we see, of course, from the Labour Party and their various attempts to frustrate Brexit and frustrate this vote, they don't have an alternative. They haven't put up an alternative plan. What they do seem to be able to be doing is just trying to stop us from delivering what people wanted, which is Brexit.
But Prime Minister, you know very well it is your colleagues who make the difference here, and you have not been able to get them all on board. Just to be clear, do you still think you have a chance of winning this vote?
I am still working to ensure that when we come to the vote on the 11th of December, MPs, this is a really important moment for us, and I think it's important for us all to be thinking of the national interest. Sadly, I see a Labour Party that is playing party politics with this. We need to put the national interest first. That's about delivering on the Brexit vote. It's about doing it in a way that thinks about constituents, thinks about their jobs and their futures.
But one of the many reasons why some of your own colleagues don't like this deal is they think some of the claims that you've made about it are misleading. You say it gives us all control of our laws, but there will still be a big role for the European Court. You've said there are guarantees in there on trade and fishing, but you know very well many of those things are in the political declaration. They're not things that are guaranteed for the future. Some people think you're being misleading about what you've agreed.
No, there's nothing misleading about what we've agreed. First of all, the political declaration is very clear. We will have an independent trade policy. We will be able to negotiate trade deals around the world. The Secretary of State for International Trade is making a speech about this today. So that is absolutely clear. We're also very clear that there is not going to be a long-standing role for the European Court of Justice in having jurisdiction in the United Kingdom. It won't. That will come to an end. It's one of the things people voted for, and that will come to an end.
In October, you told us that you were cross with Boris Johnson for some of the things that he did. Do you feel cross with some of the Brexiteers who've pushed for Brexit for so long and now are intent on rejecting what you've managed to achieve?
Look, there have been very strongly held views on this issue on both sides of the argument by many people for a very long time. But I think now is the moment when we have an opportunity to deliver Brexit for the British people, and that should be at the forefront of our thinking when we go to vote on December the 11th.
If your vote falls, would you rule out holding a second vote in Parliament on your deal?
I'm focused on the vote that is taking place on December the 11th, and I want everybody who is going to participate, all members of Parliament, to focus on what this vote does.
You're not ruling out a second vote.
I'm focusing on the vote in 2 weeks' time, in just over 2 weeks' time, to ensure that when members of Parliament come to that, they actually recognise the importance. This is a vote that will deliver Brexit for the British people.
And if the vote
it's our duty to deliver Brexit for the British people.
And Theresa May, if that vote falls, will you still be Prime Minister in a fortnight's time?
What I'm doing is focusing on that vote, because this is not about me or any individual member of Parliament.
It is.
No, it isn't.
May, this is your deal. You are the leader of the country. Don't you think the public want to know, maybe have a right to know what your plans are if your deal is rejected by MPs?
What I think the public want to know is that every member of Parliament is going to put the national interest first, is going to put the interests of their constituents at the forefront of their thinking, and is going to put the importance of delivering on the Brexit vote for the British people at the forefront of their thinking too when they come to that vote. This is the moment. This is the moment when we can vote and show people that we understood they want us to leave the European Union. The deal that is on the table, the deal, does that in a way that honours that referendum vote, but also protects people's jobs, protects people's futures, and ensures that we're able to take the opportunities of that bright future outside the European Union.
And very briefly, what's your view on having a TV debate with Jeremy Corbyn?
Well, I've said to Jeremy Corbyn, I think we should have a TV debate. I want to have that TV debate. And that's because I've got a plan, I've got a proposal, I've got the deal that I've negotiated. We don't see any alternative coming forward from the Labour Party. I think people need to be aware of that. Instead, what I see from Labour is an attempt to frustrate what the government is doing to deliver Brexit for the British people. And that is actually a betrayal of the British people.